So in this vlog, I'm going to share to you guys my struggles here in UK and how I cope up. So number one, the first thing that I struggled when I came here in UK was communication. I always say, can you say that again? Pardon. Can you repeat what you said? Because I didn't understand it. It was embarrassing. I didn't understand what patients were saying to me. At some point, I needed to ask someone to talk to my patient and relay the message to me because I didn't understand. So it was embarrassing. I had a hard time communicating to my colleagues, to other nurses, to the doctors, to therapists, everyone in the team. I had a hard time communicating with them because they talk fast. Ang bilis nila magsalita, and because of their accent as well, I didn't understand them very well before. Sobrang nahirapan ako nung bago ako dito when it comes to communication. So what I did was, I listened to podcasts every night, almost every time. Whenever I go to grocery store, I've got my headset on and I listen to podcasts. So I can enhance my listening skills, communication skills, speaking, mga ganon. So yun, I just listen to podcasts. And then, it improved my listening skills. Effective din siya yung pakikinig ng podcast. English podcast, British podcast. It's not just the listening that I struggled with. Also, talking in English, I had a hard time developing my speaking skills in English. Back in Philippines, as Filipinos, because not everyone. I know marami namang mga fluent sa English sa Pinas. But like me na hindi fluent sa English, we formulate the sentence in our mind before saying it. That was me before. I formulate the sentence in my mind first before saying it. Para tama yung grammar, diba? But here in UK, dire-diretso yun. Dire-diretso yung salita ng English kasi kausap mo English. So what I did was, I kept talking to my patients. Like, I always disturb them. I always go to bedside and talk to my patients regarding whatever. So yeah, I think that's the only way to improve your English communication skills, is that just keep talking until you get used to it, I think. Number two, work experience. Though I've got experience in hospital before, like 8 years ago, but my experience in that hospital, I would say it was perfect. It was really good because I learned a lot of things in the very small amount of time in that hospital. But then I went to Saudi Arabia. I worked as a derma nurse and then dental nurse, and then I came here in UK, work in stroke unit, medical ward. So from those work experiences, some of my colleagues didn't believe in my capabilities, in my skills, in my knowledge, and yeah. That was sad. That was really sad. But it's fine because they've got a reason why they look like me like that, because of my work experiences. So what I did was I studied again. I brought medical books from Philippines. When I came here, I've got books. So I studied at night whenever I finish work. I've watched lots of videos regarding the work here in UK, and also I've acquired lots of trainings that needed in the hospital, in our ward, like venipuncture, cannulation, catheterization, and all that. So I can be skilled again. So yun, madaming training ang aking ginawa para maging skilled ulit. Number 3, self-taught. When I came here in UK, I noticed that I need to ask questions to be taught. And because I was shy and I've got problems with my communication skills, I didn't want to ask questions. So, but I still asked before because I needed to know what is that in that. But most of the time, I learned things on my own. So what I did was I observed what people were doing, like whenever they prepare medication or whenever they set up a machine, ganun. Parang nandun ako sa likod, ay ganun pala yung unang pipindutin, mga ganun. But I still ask my colleagues before to teach me because here in UK,
you need to ask. If you don't know that, if you don't know this, you need to ask. Don't do something that you are not competent with. Kasi nakasalalay dyan yung pin mo eh. So if you don't know something, just ask. Me, before, I still ask because it's my pin. I'm holding my pin. If something happened to my patient, then I will lose my pin. It's just that there are things that I learned on my own. Pero yung mga easy lang. Pero yung mga komplikado na, dapat magtanong. Ako nagtanong ako, yung mga komplikado na. Pero yung mga dadali lang, ako na yung bahala. Parang ganun. Number 4, workload. Yes, I didn't knew that it is busy here in UK. During pandemic, 2020, when it started, and then I think 2021 was the hardest part in my experience. In year 2021, it was so heavy in the world, like every shift, it was so heavy. It was heavy because we were so short-staffed. Lots of the staff nurses resigned in the same year, and then we had 7 maternity nurses on leave. Their maternity leave takes 52 weeks. So, gano'ng katagal yun? 11.9 months. 11 months. Until now, we are short anyway. Ang konti namin natira doon, so itinaguyod namin yung ward. It was so difficult. It was so heavy that you're like, I think whole year, 2021 na ang busy dun sa ward namin. I actually don't know how I cope up because like every shift, we were so busy. We can't get on our break. Yeah. It was so heavy that year. Until now, the hospital is busy. Until now, the hospital is still short-staffed. So how I cope up, I think in our mindset, in my mindset is the job. We need to do the job. I need to go to hospital to work. And I think that kept me going. Yan, yung trabaho. Kasi if you are committed to something, you need to finish it eh. Diba? Wow. Number 5, the cost of living here in UK. When I first came here in UK, my salary, my pay wasn't that high. Mataas na ngayon. So, budgeting was difficult before because I've got low income and I need to pay the rent, I need to buy food, I need to buy this and that kasi bago pa lang ako, ang dami kong pangangailangan, ganun. And I also needed to separate money for my savings. So, how I cope up in my first few months with low income, no overtime, no bank shift. Nagtipid ako. I go to thrifty shops. My budget in food is just like less than 100 pounds in a month. 1 month na yun, 100 pounds. Diba? Ano kinakain ko nun? Kunti lang. Titipid ako. And I don't travel. Yun, bahay lang, bahay trabaho para makasave. That's how I survive before. And most of the time, whenever I go to grocery store, I just walk. I don't ride on a bus. Para hindi gumastos. Number 6, transportation. Here in Cornwall, it's a county and it's a beautiful county. It's such a beautiful county. I've got no doubt for that. But the transportation is so crap. Sorry. Alam mo yung minsan delayed, minsan cancel, walang masakyan. Yung taxi darating after 2 hours. Ano yun? Ano na? Lalakarin mo, ganon. Wala na, layo. Tapos bumabagyo pa. Iskoday. So, how I cope up? I bought a bicycle. First, push bike, and then now, level up. Electric bicycle na, diba? Yun. Wala na lakad-lakad, wala na minsan antay ng bus. Bisikleta na lang, let's go! Yun na, nandun na ako, diba? Nanantay-antay. So those were my struggles. Not very complicated compared to others, but for me, those were my life experience here in UK that I want to share. When it comes to weather, it is cold during winter, it is hot during summer. I didn't have difficulties when it comes to weather changes, really. Like from summer to autumn to winter to spring, I didn't have difficulties with that because it's my dream to come here in UK, so I don't really want to complain about weather, though I complain a lot when it rains. Yeah, I won't deny that. When it comes to lifestyle and culture, I didn't have problems with that because I like noodles, sandwich, pasta. Here in UK, they don't usually eat rice. When it comes to bullying, I did experience that as well, but not too much. I think because I managed to stand up on my ground, like, don't treat me like that. Parang mga ganun yung, kasi you need to be brave, you need to speak, you need to stand on your ground, you need to say no, mga ganun. So yun, tawa matapang. Sometimes, you just need to be patient and just be a role model to everyone that being like that is not good. But sometimes, there are other people na sobrang insensitive, na sige pa rin, ganun pa rin yung ugali. Ano na lang, stay away from the problem. Stay away from that people, from that person. Stay away from negative. Second to bullying that I didn't struggle because I didn't care really was that the competition between nurses. I think this kind of situation is everywhere, like wherever you go, there will always be someone who wants to be on top, who wants to be, you know, the most skilled, perfect nurse in the ward. Same with bullying, wherever you go, there will always be someone who likes to say nasty things, he likes to bully. So how I cope up with the bullying? Someone told me, you are there to work, not to make friends. You know what, guys? I put that in my mind. I kept that in my mind. But then later on, I realized that it was a bad idea because I want to be happy. I need to be happy at work to keep me going. Alam mo yun? So, inisip ko, nagpunta ako dito sa UK to work, to earn money because I need money. Pero hindi lang kasi siya basta pere. You need to be happy in your work para mag-stay ka doon ng matagal. So, what I did was, I embrace the people's attitude. I embrace their negativities, yung mga pag-uugali nila. Sige, ayos lang. Hanggang sa, hinayaan mo na yung ganyan talaga yun. Hanggang sa masanay na ako. So, that was when I found happiness. So those were my experience here in UK and how I cope up. My advice for everyone is I read a lot of posts that they are not happy in their work. If you're not happy, then leave. That's my advice. Leave. Find somewhere that you can be happy. If you want to stay in your area and you want to be happy, then make it happen. Pero kung wala ng chance, ginawa mo na lahat, alis ka na dyan, wag ka na magpakahirap. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice evening. Gutom na ako. Thank you for continuously supporting my vlogs. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.